Hey folks, I am really surprised with how much history is being talked about. And by that I mean the teaching of history, how much the teaching of history, the curriculum of history is being talked about. Pick up a newspaper, it's in there. Go on YouTube, it's there. Any news channel, they got it too. Magazines, they're talking about it. Pundits, yep. Analysts, everybody's talking about history. And that, to me, as a history buff, is brilliant. It's wonderful. It's awesome that so many people are so engaged in the idea of teaching history. History is so important for us to learn. Now, history, for what it's worth, in my opinion, it's not a matter of just dates and times and places and people. It's not just about the facts of a particular moment in time. It's about taking that moment in time and seeing it from as many different perspectives as possible. From seeing the moments of glory, the moments of despair, seeing the things that we could do differently, seeing the things that we have to do differently in the future, seeing how others reacted to that moment, how that moment was experienced by other people, allowing ourselves to empathize and taking this study away from just the pure event and asking about the broader, qualifiable impacts. Not everybody shares this opinion. Not everybody believes that history should be taught from the perspectives of many. Some people are genuinely terrified, scared to death, that teachers are going to offer children something that makes the children feel bad about themselves. They're going to teach them something about their ancestry that makes them feel really bad about where they come from. Their self-esteem is going to take a hit. They're going to hate themselves. They're going to loathe who they are. They're going to have a problem with their family. They're going to have a problem with their culture. They're afraid that teachers are going to teach things that are going to cause division between the children in the class. That one group will hate another group because of what that other group did to them hundreds of years ago, way long before this child ever came along. This fear is dangerous. Plato said, "We can forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light." The real tragedy of life is when people are afraid of the light. The Bible often uses light as a metaphor for truth. Metaphor for the real thing, the real deal, what it's all about. You think right throughout Scriptures, but in particular I think of John chapter 1. Where the Word came into the world and brought light into the world. And some could embrace the light and others shied away from it. They couldn't take the real deal. They couldn't handle the truth that is Jesus Christ. The way, the true way, that is Jesus Christ. We're seeing the same thing today with this fear of other new perspectives. This fear of things like the 1619 project or critical race theory. Right now, there's even a debate going on that we shouldn't even be teaching about slavery in school. Texas has announced their own project, a project of patriotic education, where they will teach the patriotic history of their state and its Christian heritage. It's called the 1836 Project. This project goes hand in hand with this fear. We're terrified that as perspectives of particular events, particular moments in time, particular eras are offered, that some of us may look like the bad guy. Some of us may look like the villain. We're scared to death of that. But we don't have to be. You see, if we're willing to take a hard look at what really happened, not from one perspective or two perspectives or three perspectives, but from dozens and dozens of perspectives, then it actually prepares our children. It's not about creating in them a sense of self-loathing. It's about preparing them, giving them the opportunity and the capacity to empathize with others through this study of history. It gives them a capacity to think critically, to learn from all of those perspectives and be able to formulate a truer understanding of that part of our human history. This prepares them for tomorrow. Everybody would agree with the statement that if you don't know your history, you're bound to repeat it. Teaching our kids from all of these perspectives better equips them to help us move into the future. It better equips them as our future leaders, the people who will be taking care of us in the not too distant future. It prepares them to do it better than our ancestors did. It prepares them to do it better than we did. It prepares them to do it from a loving, honest, compassionate, knowledgeable place. The study of history from a multitude of perspectives offers us the best chance for a bright future. Things will change because of it, but that's okay. We don't have to be afraid of that. One of the things that may change is a greater sense of unity between all of us. A greater depth of healing. It may make us all together a stronger community. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord's face be made to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord's countenance be lifted up to you. May you always know the peace of being in the Lord's presence. And I pray your eyes and your ears and your hearts will be opened to the multitude of perspectives of our history. We wouldn't be afraid of it. That we would allow ourselves to feel it. That we would allow ourselves to truly learn from it. That we would allow ourselves to be with our children as they learn about it. So that we can prepare for a bright, strong, unified future. Amen.